WWE secretly has its eyes out on AEW even though they don't admit it. Whether that's the wrestlers watching the alternative product or the employees analyzing their other promotion, it is clear that they know about AEW and they are constantly checking them out. One of the things that WWE needs to look out for is the talent that they have. It is always good to scout top athletes that you would want to ideally sign to your promotion. With Cody Rhodes most likely jumping over to WWE, I thought it would be a fun video to name some other wrestlers from AEW that Vince McMahon would want to steal. I'm also going to do the opposite in another video for tomorrow and name some WWE guys that AEW should steal and sign as well. Anyways, let's get right into the video with number 7, Wardlow. Wardlow started wrestling with AEW back in 2019 when he made his debut as MJF's bodyguard. The two were actually a match made in heaven. I feel like they work really well together and have that good look as a duo. The company has been building up this storyline between them for almost 4 years now, and it is most likely still going to continue for another year or two. I got a feeling that it's going to lead to a breakup that puts over Wardlow in a really good way, where he might even become the AEW champion. It's not going to be a surprise because AEW has been building him up as their next big thing ever since he did come to the company. Wardlow has been in high-profile matches with Cody Rhodes in AEW's first ever steel cage match, and he's also battled with CM Punk recently, which was probably his biggest match ever. Wardlow is even on WWE's radar since there were multiple reports stating that they wanted to go out and try to sign him when he does become available as a free agent. I believe that he would be a good fit with WWE since he's got a big build and looks like a superstar that would have thrived in the Ruthless Aggression era, which is what Vince McMahon kind of wants nowadays. We haven't heard much from his promo game, but I'm sure WWE would love someone his size and talent at such a young age. I can see Vince totally stealing him and signing him to a big contract. Number 6, Brian Cage. Another big man that's under contract with AEW is Brian Cage. When he first signed with them, it seemed like Cage was going to have a dominant run with All Elite Wrestling. Before joining the promotion, he made a name for himself in Impact Wrestling. Brian Cage was one of the better wrestlers in the ring with extreme athleticism for his size. Since Cage isn't too good on the microphone, he was quickly paired with Taz. That was a good pairing because Taz would make him look like $1 million and cut some top-notch promos hyping up his man. Despite this, it didn't really work out. Brian Cage did not succeed in AEW after failing to capture the World Championship during his feud with Jon Moxley. Since then, he really wasn't featured in anything too important. Team Taz is honestly all over the place. They have so much talent, but the group hasn't had that major feud to put them over, and Brian Cage even split from them a while ago. Therefore, it's safe to say that Tony Khan has not really been utilizing him too much, and Brian's wife even came out stating that she was unhappy with how he was being booked in the company, believing that he wasn't given a proper chance to shine and they weren't using him. That did get him a ton of heat, but some can make the argument that she was just stating the facts. Brian Cage is the closest thing that AEW has to Brock Lesnar, and he's been losing matches before disappearing from TV. This would be the perfect time for WWE to steal him from Tony Khan. I don't think that AEW would even mind too much since he's never really used that often, and Cage could be a great asset for WWE once they do teach him their style of wrestling. So this could really happen. I see a great possibility of it actually happening. Number 5, Ricky Starks. Brian Cage isn't the only member of Team Taz, or I guess former member, well, whatever, that WWE should steal. Ricky Starks is another wrestler from that group that Vince McMahon should definitely sign. I've been following the career of Ricky Starks ever since he joined AEW, and I've been a big fan since. It really confuses me to see him really never get booked that often in major programs because I really feel like he is a total package. In the ring, I think he's great, but in the promos and character work, he really shows his best work. Ricky Starks is completely devoted to his character and does a wonderful job at keeping fans interested in his work. He makes you care about his persona. That is what a majority of wrestling is. It sucks to see him not really be able to demonstrate that on AEW TV. He is so good that I literally watched some episodes of NWA Power just because I wanted to see more of him. AEW should understand that he is a wrestler that they need to push. If they don't see the value in him, the WWE should take him from them. It makes even more sense considering that WWE really cares a lot more about the character work and the sports entertainment aspect more than the pro wrestling side of this business. I could see him being a great IC or US champion, maybe even getting that singles world title push every now and again. Number 4, Hangman Adam Page. The current AEW World Champion should be heavily considered to be WWE's next top signing when he becomes a free agent. Hangman Adam Page is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. The man is without a doubt one of the best in the ring today. There's something about his wrestling style that I absolutely love. I feel like it's a perfect mix of the classic and modern wrestling that comes together really well. Hangman can literally put on a good match with anybody. Outside of that, I'm a big fan of the Cowboys and the Wild West and all that kind of stuff. I can't explain why, but I am. And that is why I love Hangman's gimmick. But we also need to give credit where it's due. Adam Page does a great job at selling his character. Not too many people can have the gimmick of being a cowboy and make you care. Hangman would succeed in WWE. I know there will be people saying that he would fail, but I don't think so. When you're this good, you are going to do well in any promotion. It does not really matter. I'm not sure if he would leave AEW, but if I'm WWE, I would try to give him the max contract. You know what I'm saying? Number 3, Jade Cargill. There's only one woman wrestler on this list because AEW's women's division is not the strongest. I don't see any other woman that WWE would want to hire that would fit well with their roster other than Jade Cargill. Ever since joining AEW, she's been billed as the strongest woman in the company. Jade is undefeated with a record of 27 wins and 0 losses. Tony Khan has booked her to become the first ever TBS champion. The company clearly has huge plans for her, but that does not mean it has to stop WWE from trying to bring her over, especially since they have the money to do so. I feel like she would fit well in matches against Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks. Those are just a few to name. There's also a ton of more dream matches with Jade and the WWE. There were even reports that came out stating that WWE is really interested in signing her when her contract is up, therefore it's really going to be her decision when the time comes around. Number 2, Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley is the only individual on this list that is a former WWE guy. I did this because I believe that people like Christian, Chris Jericho, and Bryan Danielson are going to finish their careers with WWE eventually down the line, but I'm not sure if that's the case with Jon Moxley. However, if I was WWE, I would try to bring him back because he's done a wonderful job at proving that he could be a top guy of a wrestling promotion when he's given that role. Vince McMahon booked him like shit towards the ending of his WWE run, and it cannot end like that. Moxley is also still a big draw and would help the ratings for either Raw or SmackDown. The WWE should bring him back and properly give him a good push with this character that he's been pretty much portraying in AEW. And number 1, MJF. Maxwell Jacob Friedman is the last person on this list that should be a top priority for WWE. The company should do everything in their power to sign him in a couple of years when his contract does expire with AEW. They should literally throw as much money as they can because that is how talented the young star is. No one should be this good at the age of 25 years old, but somehow MJF is. It is clear that MJF is a once-in-a-lifetime type of superstar, and these kind of guys don't come too often. Reports came out stating that even executives from Fox and NBC wants WWE to sign him, and it makes sense. He can elevate the company. MJF has been saying that there is going to be a bidding war in 2024, and I totally see it happening. The WWE would be smart to steal him and make him one of their biggest stars in their company. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next video.